Well, good morning, West Ham fans. Just like the sun always rises, the sun always sets, there's always death, life, and taxes. It's a new day, so obviously more transfer rumours. A very happy Tuesday to you. Hope your week has started the right foot. It's all about starting on the right foot, isn't it? And as always in West Ham, the sun rises and more players get linked to a move to West Ham. We are now approaching almost 120 players have been linked so far at West Ham. We're going to talk about two of them today. Both defenders. One is a silly season story, in my opinion. And the other one, I've always quite fancied as a player, and I'd really actually like him at West Ham, to be honest. So let's start. Let's talk about the one I want, and I've wanted for a while, to be honest. He's the type of player I thought would do really well at West Ham and in the Premier League. And if anyone watched England versus Serbia, pretty much he had Harry Kane in his pocket the whole game. Let's be honest. I think Harry Kane touched the ball twice, I think. Now, according to... Can't find the source. According to several sources, we'll say. There is journalist Graham Bailey. He has reported that West Ham are one of several Premier League clubs monitoring the progress of Nikola Milenkovic. He's someone we've mentioned. You know, he was meant to be in a cafe, wasn't he, in Canary Wharf, if you remember correctly. Obviously, we played against him when we played Fiorentina in the Champions League, in the Europa Conference League final a couple of years ago. Obviously, played against Olympiacos in the previous one. The one that's just happened. But apparently us, Spurs and Arsenal and Aston Villa are all keeping an eye on him. He's a unit of a man, physically very strong. I think would really work with the physical demands of the Premier League. He's had arguably one of our top goal scorers of all time in his pocket, really, on Tuesday. We know that the club have made no secret of their attempts that they want a massive defensive overhaul this season, or this close season, with the likes of Aguirre going, potentially Zuma going. And there's another players we've been linked to, obviously let Ogbonna go, Tilo Kira go. And someone like Nikola Milenkovic could be an option. I mean, the 26-year-old Serbian is in his peak, in essence, and could he swap the purple of Fiorentina for the claret and blue of the mighty Hammers in a much updated defence? We know he's got European experience, he's got Serie A experience, and I just think probably the time for him to move. Really, if he wants to move, he's obviously got the Euros as his sort of like calling card. And I've really wanted him as a West Ham player for a long time. I think he'd do really well at West Ham. He's the type of player that we really like, that sort of brute of a centre-half. And I think we excel when we've got those brutes, you know what I mean? It's like, and he is physically very, very, very strong. So I'd like it, but again, you never know until they're in this. We've been linked with 120 players, pretty much, haven't we? So you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Same as this one. Mats Hummels, apparently, according to HITC, West Ham have held talks with his agent about signing him on a free transfer. It was reported by the news outlet that the players' representatives have reached out to a number of Premier League clubs after he left Borussia Dortmund at the end of his contract. Was a key player in their Champions League final run, and also won the World Cup with Germany back in 2014. One of the best defenders in his generation. But that generation, I think, has passed. He's 35 now. Never the quickest in the ball. But I think, you've got to have a bit of pace for your centre-half now in the Premier League now, in my humble opinion. Now, veteran, physically very strong again. I mean, it's just, The only way I could see, I mean, for me, it's not he. He would be my Angelo Bonner. Sort of third choice, fourth choice. And I don't think he'd want that. I think he'd want to be first choice. He'll command a very, very, very significant wage packet, I would imagine. I don't know what he was on to Borussia Dortmund, but I think it'd be relatively expensive. And for me, he's 10 years too old. Someone like Milenkovic, 26, pretty much perfect, I think, for now. Not one for potential, for one now. You'd get 4 or 5 years out of a Nikola Milenkovic. Will you get 4 or 5 years out of Mats Hummels? No. How many games did Mats Hummels play last season? Let me have a look and I can tell you. I should have probably, as always, done this beforehand. Last season, Mats played 20, in total, 40 games last season, 25 in the Bundesliga, 13 in the Champions League, and 2 in the DFB Polka Cup. 4 goals, 1 assist. In the Bundesliga, he was in the starting 11 59 times, and he's played a total of 52% of the minutes available to him. So just shows he was very much used in the Europa League, in the Champions League, not in the Premier, not in the actual Bundesliga itself. No, 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 no. But again, rumors, that's what we do. We bring the rumors to you to save you having to wade through things, and then we sort of work through the week in the chaff. This one is a week. No, Racing rating 1 out of 10. 2 at a push. Milenkovic, Savic, a 50-50. I really would like it. I really fancy him, but I really fancy him as a player. And I really, really think he'd do really well at West Ham or in the Premier League at all, really. I think he's the right build for the Premier League. He reminds me, that period when it was Rio Ferdinand and the man of Vidic. So Vidic was one of the best defenders in the Premier League and maybe in Europe as well. And so that's the type of thing I can see with Milenkovic, Nikola Milenkovic. Obviously, not to be confirmed with Sergei Milenkovic-Savic, the midfielder, who again we were linked with several times. But that's it. That's it, my friends. Keep it on the channel. More content at lunchtime and in the afternoon as well with Hammers Headlines. And until every time, as always, thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, and come on, you irons, and come on, you 3 lions.